there's a medicine there that you can only get through deep suffering. There's other medicine we can get through happiness and joy. But there's a certain medicine we can only get when we're deep suffering. And so when we recognize and experience that, when we are having deep suffering, we'll remember that, and it will help us go through it. And so this is what all the indigenous cultures around the world understood and understand. It's not understood. I apologize for speaking in past tense like that. Understand is that life is tremendously precious. And if you don't take care of her, she'll come back to bite your ass. That's what Mother Nature does. So what my teachers say, God is all merciful, but Mother Nature will spank you. That's Kali, you know. Kali is benevolent, but she is the remover of suffering. And so many don't think of her as benevolent because she's got a necklace of human skulls. And she'll drink your blood, you know. These dark, intense goddess energies. These are real, though. Real energies of life. That's in all of us at some level. Some people got a little more of the Kali energy. And some other people have some this like a Lakshmi or a Saraswati energy, or a Shiva energy, or a Vishnu or an Indra energy, and all these different. And this isn't about subscribing to any one culture's religion. This is tuning into the archetypes of life that give the architecture and shape of our psyches. That's why certain archetypes play out in people's lives. Like right now, the moon is in Mula Nakshatra, which is an area of Sagittarius. And Mula is represented by a bunch of roots tied together. And it represents depth. The roots go deep into the earth. And it also represents healing. A lot of people with a strong Mula energy in their horoscope have a healing power, and often sometimes become healers. But Mula Nakshatra is ruled by Nritti, which is the dark goddess, which later becomes Kali. And she's the remover of suffering. The remover of suffering. So that which comes to our lives to remove our suffering is often not very easy. Because when you experience where you're attached, sometimes life gives you circumstances that force you to see where we're attached. Where we're attached to that which is finite in nature. I don't want to make it sound like too analytical, like finite in nature, but that's I think a good way of saying it. Because sometimes what we're attached to are things that we love quite a bit, like a relationship, a person, a job, who knows, all the things that can be ripped away from us at any time. That is real energy of life. And that happens at some time or another to all of us. And so that when that comes, if we have the ability to experience the goodness in it along with the pain, then that's a victory. And then that allows us to really blossom out of that dark space. Not by rejecting the dark space, but by using the dark space for its good medicine that only it provides. When we get into our suffering, our deepest suffering, there's a medicine there that you can only get through deep suffering. There's other medicine we can get through happiness and joy. But there's a certain medicine we can only get when we're deep suffering. And so when we recognize and experience that, when we are having deep suffering, we'll remember that, and it will help us go through it. So anyways, celebrating our victories while we're traveling through difficult times. And if you live on planet Earth, it's difficult times in one way or another. It's difficult times. Go to any time period of known history. Show me a point where it wasn't difficult times. What, the 80s with all the hair bands? No, it was difficult all over the world, you know? It's difficult in every time. And the further you go back, who wants to go back to the 1600s? Not difficult times back then? It's difficult times. Living on planet Earth is real. And so to be able to keep track of the goodness in things is how we find our joy. And you need vitality to keep track of the goodness in things. And celebrating our smaller victories all along the way is one way that we help ourselves keep track of the goodness in things. Hey, thanks for watching on YouTube. Best easy way to stay in touch with us. Hit the subscribe button here. You'll see our videos when they come up. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button. It'll help more people see it, help the channel grow. I appreciate you watching.